at least it's there. At least it's not, there's no surprises in it. So that should hold up really well. So
for sure.
We're
really climbing the ladder into summer.
Right.
We're climbing out of the pit.
We are. It was a pit.
It was a big pit.
And it's always a pit every time of the year, but you just forget, and then you're like, oh no, I'm in the pit.
Yeah, exactly.
How did I get here?
Dark time.
Wait, we're here now?
This is the Off the Break Podcast, your podcast dedicated to current movie theater news, operations, and insights from the people that book the movies. Now, here are your hosts, Cody, Kyle, and Ken.
And welcome back to another episode of Off the Break Podcast, where I'm taking over hosting duties, myself being Kyle, keeping everyone grounded on today's episode. Joining me, Cody, and Shayla.
Hi.
Hey, guys. What's up? How are things going this week?
Oh my gosh. Things in the box office are awesome right now.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. I will admit I may have misjudged Sinners just a little bit in my bookings and what I thought it was going to do.
But I can't imagine you to be the only one.
No, but
I was right there with you.
Yeah. I just did not think a movie where the guy plays twins of himself would do any business, because I have not seen that work anywhere. And then to have
But that's the beauty of the movie. It's unlike anything we've seen before.
And then to have like vampires and then be period set in like the 30s. I was like, there's too many strange elements going on here. This is ridiculous to me.
Well, just so much has changed in the movie industry itself that it's always hard to nail down like what works anymore. Right. So I think it's very fair with all of these parameters around this movie that it was always going to be an uphill battle.
This was like a weird tick the box of strange things that would not have a movie work.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden it worked so well. And not only, because obviously we don't think we we're the only ones with these thoughts on it, because it opened great, but then word of mouth like made it an event pick, kind of like the Barbie thing where
that
you're
was
like
the crazy part to me.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Yes.
Because I saw it opening night and I just didn't feel like there was a response from people. Granted, like we're in Montana, so it's always hard to judge these things pretty well. Just don't have like a huge audience like outpouring when it comes to most movies, but even still, like seeing what happened over that opening weekend and seeing like the drop off on top of it was just another level.
It is so incredibly rare. Like, I don't, in my career, I don't know if I've ever seen a 6% drop where there was not a holiday weekend.
Yeah.
And
but even
or
still,
a holiday weekend or an increase in print count to offset, because there are small drops like that when you platform release something, because then you've added to the market after that. But this had no holiday, no platforming. It was literally all just word of mouth. Yeah. And I've never seen something that was like so bizarre to be like, that movie, that's the one that's gonna do it.
Yeah, but even on TikTok, I'm constantly on TikTok, and now I see a bunch of movie stuff, but I didn't really see that much about Sinners. So like the social media aspect of it wasn't even that crazy.
Right.
Or it didn't seem as big.
Yeah. But I mean, I think it speaks to how good the movie was, maybe.
It just
where there's nothing to say or joke about it necessarily, where people are like, no, just go see the movie.
Yeah, exactly.
We don't need to make TikToks about this.
It's not memeable.
And maybe it just speaks to the, like, there was something that hit culturally that we haven't seen lately, or that it's really hard to do. A lot harder now in our fragmented media economy.
Yeah.
So to have something that, like, because movies used to do this all the time. People used to have great word of mouth, and you'd be like, "Oh, did you see that movie?"
Yeah.
And it used to be like a star-led vehicle such as this.
Oh, yeah. You got to check
definitely.
it out. So crazy.
Yeah.
But so it's nice to see that coming back, and it did throw my booking strategies out the window, because I did not think Sinners would go a third or fourth or fifth week.
How selfish of them.
I know. All that business screwing with my perfectly laid
sword.
plans. So that's been really wonderful. And looking ahead, we've got Thunderbolts this weekend, and there's not been a lot of chatter on it, but I think it's going to be a solid opening.
I think that one, will surprise as well.
Yeah.
I've been seeing a wide range from like 70 to 90 million opening. I don't know if it'll go to like that 90 tier, but I think a solid opening of like the 70 range will be good.
Yeah.
And it doesn't seem like the word of mouth for the movie is coming out as fake, you know? Like sometimes sometimes you hear good reactions out of blockbuster movies, but it's like people too hyped up from being at a premiere or something, and then like the real results really come in. It seems like from what I've seen across the board, Thunderbolts is like thumbs up, good time, good movie.
Yes.
Gonna do well.
Awesome.
Yeah. At least it's there. At least it's not, there's no surprises in it. So that should hold up really well. So
For sure.
On
We're
the
we're really climbing the ladder into summer.
Right.
We're climbing out of the pit.
we are. It was a pit.
It was a big pit.
And it's always a pit every time of the year, but you just forget, and then you're like, oh no, I'm in the pit.
Yeah, exactly.
How did I get here?
Dark times.
Wait, we're here now? No, it's been super exciting. I'm sure with Sinners, we're going to see a bigger drop off than 6%, obviously.
Oh, this weekend. Yeah.
Because just because of
They share
the natural
audience.
progression of
Yeah.
things, shared audiences, but also I know the IMAXs are now going to have Thunderbolts being played for the 2 weeks or whatever,
Yeah.
and then Sinners will be dropping off, which I'm not trying to say that Sinners results were like, oh, only because of IMAX tickets, because that's
Right. But
crazy. It would have done that for all IMAX movies.
Yeah.
No, but week 1 to week 2 drop of less than 10% is so unheard of. It was really awesome to see that. And the theaters really benefited because we needed it. We needed the business to be there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, it was just an exciting month.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And also, which was a great surprise, was last weekend we had a re-release of Star Wars Revenge of the Sith, which was the third prequel movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it did 25 million.
That's
25
amazing.
million.
That is a big number.
So we wanted to talk about how we're seeing a lot more of these re-release anniversary event films. Like this year, isn't it Jaws 50th anniversary?
Yeah.
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 Mm-hmm.
So we've got some cool anniversaries coming up. And the studios now, I think, are starting to figure out that there's some interest in these classic anniversary titles. You don't have to super promote them because they're classics. Everybody knows what they are. And so they're making these re-release events. And while a lot of these films have always been available, except for Disney, while a lot of them have always been available to book, it's nice when the studio puts a little bit of marketing and packages the event pick around it. And I think that that's a really great strategy moving forward.
Absolutely.
So it seems like there's a lot more of them coming out of the woodwork in the past few years compared to in past years.
Yes, definitely. Well, like as the studios figure out that there's these, anniversaries and they're looking to see what titles I think that would have enough name recognition that they could do this. So we are seeing some of them are silly. Some of them are like, nobody wants to go see that.
Right.
Again, no matter how culty you think it is.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But there's great ones like with Star Wars where Disney does not allow those movies to be shown in theaters as repertory bookings. When they created an event like that, they had the built-in demand to see it in the theaters, which was really that's why that one was so successful.
Absolutely. And not every town has a repertory theater.
Right.
Yeah.
It is funny seeing the course correction of the prequels now. I mean, 25 years ago, we wouldn't have imagined Revenge of the Sith to become like a 25 million re-release. People would just hope to not think about those movies again because they used to be
hate
like,
on Hayden Christensen, like the whiny Darth Vader, like all the hate that came with those.
and
Jar
now,
Jar Binks.
And now, as time goes on, you got to look back and reflect. You got to have the nostalgia and just be like, we were too harsh on poor Hayden.
Then we had 6, 7, and 8 that ruined everything. So
Right.
So I really appreciate the prequel so much more now.
We say that now, but I won't be shocked if in 20 years we're gonna have a Last Jedi re-release, Rise of Skywalker re-release, and it's gonna be like, you know what, we were too harsh on those movies. I don't understand how.
I'll be an old lady. I won't care then.
Well, yeah. We'll be out of the industry by then. It's fine.
I hopefully will be retired. I will not be having to book those terrible films again.
So is the magic sauce for choosing the re-releases just to be on what you think has the most the most staying power in the history of pop culture, I guess.
Yeah, I think it's what's making a resurgence, what's name brand known, maybe what became a cultural thing later on. Anything that could be memed, I think helps a lot too.
Sure.
So like on some of these we have
I have a list of like past ones,
but we have upcoming ones. Jaws will be huge. And if anybody sees the Jaws popcorn buckets and the cups that they're making a whole big thing for Jaws this summer, but the popcorn bucket shark
That's amazing.
Is the coolest popcorn
so cool.
bucket.
I want it. And I've never
too.
even seen Jaws.
Oh no! But but the marketing around it, you can get so creative and it's so iconic. Like, if the studio just put a little effort into it, which they are, they're definitely doing that. They can make it this really fun event that feels like a once in a lifetime thing too.
Yeah.
Happy Gilmore, I think, is a great one too, because Adam Sandler has this whole kind of different cult following. My kids know him as Leo, the little lizard on Netflix.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
That movie's funny.
Yeah.
It's so cute. But like, I don't know, he's still there. He's still got some staying power.
He's doing the thing.
I'm not sure about.
I thought there was a sequel coming too.
There is.
Yep. There is.
Okay. Netflix sequel.
It is Netflix. He does all of his stuff with them now.
Yeah, pretty much.
And then there's something, The Wiz. I'm not sure that'll do anything. That might be too obscure for the re-release, but you got to throw it out there. You never know.
Especially with Wicked.
What
I
do I know?
Cult
that
following.
That a guy playing twins in a period vampire drama would be as big as it is. I can't account for anybody's taste out there.
Yeah. I don't think anybody can. I think we're all just shooting in the dark at this point.
No, like I truthfully believe that. I don't think anyone. I don't even think audiences know what they want.
I don't think so.
And
either.
I'm included in that. But
yeah,
I don't know. It's just wild out there. That's why I was kind of wanting to bring up this topic, because I feel like the re-release thing is not just like a nostalgia influence type of thing, but I think there is something to audiences and maybe just the industry as a whole not knowing what we want out of entertainment or movies, and that we're just kind of throwing more re-releases just so that way they can recoup something back.
It could be that. It could be that when audiences don't know what they want to discover something old as something new again. Maybe they're grasping to something previous to ground them back and to move forward.
Yeah.
So
there is always something to, whether you're rewatching or watching for the first time, like a movie, quote unquote, older. I know that we're talking about Revenge of the Sith here, but by standards, it is older.
Yeah. Well, I feel like there's so much media nowadays that it's hard to get people focused on one thing. Whereas maybe in the 90s, you had one stream of pop culture and it was more of a
I think you had
experience.
One bigger stream that was more accessible by more people. Now you have like just so many minor tiny streams. Like everybody's turned into like a hipster with their own like, did you know this is like the cool thing? Well, your cool thing isn't the same as my cool thing.
Yeah.
And all we need is all of us to have one cool thing to get.
Exactly.
And that's Sinners.
Apparently it was Sinners.
Absolutely.
I missed it.
Do you think we're almost reverse coursing now into, instead of being like, it's cool to know different things, now it's becoming cool to know like the singular thing? Like the Minecraft thing was like the singular cool thing. Now it was Sinners that was the cool thing. Do you think there's something to that?
Absolutely.
With audience taste? Okay.
I do think that, and I know on a previous podcast we've talked about this, that as you go to streaming and there were too many options, I think people get overwhelmed. And then so many just means there's no value to any of it. But when you go to the theater and there's like 10 options at most in a huge theater, there's probably like 4 or 5, that's so much easier. And then that 4 or 5 like is easy to talk about with other people. And I just think the theaters will become that main conduit to really like experience culture in just one way that you can talk about, because all of the algorithms separate it. So even if Shayla and I got TikTok together, we would never share the same TikTok.
Right.
No, never. Absolutely.
Yeah. So at least in the theater, we can go and we experience the same thing. We can talk about it.
Exactly. Especially with people complaining about like the lack of community and everything. I feel like it's one art form that really brings us all together.
Yeah, I just wish people would realize that by now.
I think we're getting there.
You think so?
It's
Yeah.
always product driven. You've got to
Yeah.
find the stuff that brings the people in.
No, I know. It can't just be anything.
Right.
Yeah.
Can't be
Otherwise,
anything.
this would be easy,
Yeah,
So
exactly. Yeah.
as we thought before Sinners came out.
But then what did they pay me for if it was easy?
Oh, that's
Yeah.
a good point.
Yeah. So we don't want it too easy.
Yep.
I gotta have some brains.
Give us a
behind
challenge.
It. Yeah.
Yeah. So, anything else about the amount of re-releases coming out, or anything to wrap up for it?
I'm a proponent of them as long as they're curated. There's
Yeah.
some thought around them that, like, some of these are, as long as they're major milestones, like 10, 15, 20 year, they're not like year 18, like
Yeah.
Right.
some just like your wedding anniversary. Some matter more than others.
Yeah.
And then the studios it's just not a money grab, that there is some thought and some investment put behind it, maybe some marketing, maybe some like fun things with the concessions, just promotions, so that you make it feel like an event.
And I take it they, really go all out based on how wide they will release one.
Yeah,
Which that's always tricky to navigate through, I'm
right.
sure.
Why limit it? That's the other thing. Sometimes these are very limited, select theaters only, because they don't want to invest too much into it. But you didn't blow it out and make it anything special.
Yeah, then why do
Yeah.
it at all?
Yeah. So I think they're still navigating that, and theaters need to respond back in kind, that when they do get something big like a Jaws 50th anniversary, that goes wide and we all really support it and get excited about it.
Well,
Yeah.
I thought they re-released it, I don't know, maybe a year or two ago, just randomly, and it didn't get that much of a outreach. So I'm really hoping, especially for that one, like...
Well, that's what I said. Like you got to have the major years, like the marriage years, the
Yeah,
ones
for
that
sure.
matter.
Yeah, where you can put it on like a Facebook meme and it'll be like, this is the 50th year of Jaws. Come out to see the movie.
Yeah,
Right.
it can't be like, I don't know, Pulp Fiction, and it's the 43rd anniversary. Come on
Yeah,
out. You're
right.
like, 43rd?
You're like, just come out to see this for no reason.
Yeah.
Like, I can watch it at home.
Right.
Yeah, got to make it that event.
Yeah.
No. Okay. Then, if that's all said and done, then it's time to get to the Popcorn Bucket Pick segment,
Yes.
hosted by me.
Is Kyle's pick this week?
Yep.
Weird Science was the pick.
Yeah, Kyle had not seen it. Shayla had not seen it.
I had not. No.
Yeah.
Cody has seen it.
I had seen it and remembered really loving it in the past.
And, well, since you
Okay.
rewatched it, did
Yeah.
you
Right.
love it again?
So this was the pick, and I got really excited because I like the song, I like the concept, and is it Kelly LeBrock? She's just so beautiful
Oh, she's
in it.
beautiful.
Oh,
Carries
Yeah.
the movie.
yeah, she
Gorgeous.
really does. Attitude, beauty, like strength. She's awesome in it. And I was like, yes, this movie's gonna be so great. The girls and Kyle are gonna love this. And then nobody did, and they're like, it was cringe and it was gross, and I'm like, what is going on?
Did we say
Yeah.
all that?
We saw the same movie, right? And I was like, and I just feel like I had watched it, not recently, but like within the last year or two. And so I went back and rewatched it as a mother.
Oh, it's so bad.
It's a little cringe now. I can see where they come from. Like
Oh my god.
because Shayla goes, you don't like age gaps. I'm like, yeah, you don't, but they made her, so it's like in my mind it was fine because I remember not having an issue with it.
Yeah.
No, I did. I had an issue. It's so
It's
gross.
so
They're
gross.
like little baby boys.
I know,
I mean-
and they're actually kissing her on screen. It broke my heart.
She
I was
grabbed
like,
his butt, and I was
Yeah.
like, molestation.
yeah, exactly. Straight to jail.
You're just
Straight to jail.
screaming at the TV.
My baby.
Yeah, exactly. Oh man, I would have whooped that girl, like, for real.
And when the parents freak out, I was like, I don't think I would ever side with these crazy, like, uptight parents, but here I am.
No,
Uh-oh.
they were valid.
Life comes at you fast.
It does.
Yeah. It wasn't how I remembered it. In my mind,
Well,
thought,
of course not.
No, but I thought that the older brother Chet, when he gets turned into the Blob Man, happened earlier in the movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so this is me just totally making up a movie in my head. So I thought it happened earlier, and I thought he was stuck in a room during the party, and
Yeah.
then people would be
No.
like, "Ew, gross."
Yeah.
And then I thought that the whole scene at the mall was way different. Like I thought she helped him buy more clothes. And like, so I think
Yeah.
I made up a movie in my mind
I think you did
and
too.
plastered it over.
You were so I don't know, triggered by by it as a kid that you were like, let's just make up the movie. Everything's fine.
And then I
everything's
loved the movie
fine.
I made up in my mind.
Or it's just a different era. I feel like that's so
That's-
80s.
No, that's totally yeah.
But not-
that's totally it.
But it's a John Hughes movie. And I was like, did John Hughes like have a fever dream or smoke something? Because this
I
is
don't
not
know.
like his other movies.
My theory is that this was a project that had to be made and he had to sign up for it.
Yeah.
I can't really articulate it well, but just even by the standards of like the quality and the budget that
Yes.
this movie clearly had, I just got this sense that this wasn't like, we got something here.
No.
That it was more of like, this is like the B-roll. We like Anthony Michael Hall enough, in our other movies. Let's throw him a bone. Let's figure out a story.
I got the feeling that he had done all these like cute movies for girls that were like love stories that women would like, and this felt like a one that for a guy, like
This is
he
for
was,
the boys.
Yeah, like he was testing it for the boys, and
Yeah.
and then it did not land.
No. It landed for my husband. He
Yeah.
really wanted me to watch this movie.
Right, because
I think he needs to rewatch it too.
yes, I was so excited. Maybe it's just the song. The song is so good.
It is so good. In the beginning, I
Yeah.
miss that when they do that in 80s movies
Yeah.
where they have the title and the song and it
Right.
Like a
perfectly
song to just get the
coincides.
blood pumping. And,
Yeah.
But the
Lost
last
art.
like Ghostbusters and this
Oh.
one, Weird
Definitely felt
Science.
that way.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they're- Oh, the Goonies song.
Yeah,
Such
absolutely.
Cyndi Lauper, like they're
Yeah.
It's a song can make a movie. I totally
Absolutely.
think that
Mhm.
is always been the case with Skyfall. That James Bond's
Definitely.
Skyfall, Adele's best James Bond song ever. But I still listen to just that song. It's so
Yeah,
good.
for sure.
What about the humor of the movie? What do you guys think?
Gross.
Gross all around?
Yeah,
Anything
pretty
redeeming?
gross.
I'm just curious.
No, I thought it was gross.
Okay, yeah.
I'm trying to. Yeah.
Because that was my
Yeah.
thing. Like, the movie's funny, but it's not like standout moments funny. It's just like trickles of chuckles, but not anything to like
Right.
really hold on to.
Yeah, it made me really thankful that I've never been a teenage boy before. That yeah. If that was funny to anybody.
See that? Oh. Yeah, poor guys. The bullies were just jerks,
They were jerks.
even though it was a cute Robert Downey Jr.
Yeah.
in his youth.
I could not figure out the vibe of the bullies.
Yeah.
I couldn't either.
Like,
I mean,
just-
Are they rich kids that are?
Are they rich? Are they getting by?
Yeah.
Are they the good-looking ones? Are they not the good-looking ones?
Yeah.
Like, I don't
yeah,
know.
they didn't
Robert
give
Downey
him
Jr. was kind of a
personality.
heartthrob, sort of, but
Right.
I was like, I don't know. Just the jewelry they were wearing was crazy, though, too.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
Just,
That is the redeeming part of the movie, the outfits.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
good. Yeah,
Yeah.
and the hair.
I thought the practical effects of it were good. Like with the house, I don't know, blowing up and then
Right.
all the pieces coming back in.
I was
That
kind
stuff's
of
cool.
I was kind of impressed in the very beginning where the door bulges and pulses and then blows up.
Sure.
And then she appears and
Yeah.
stuff.
Yeah.
So I think the special effects were decent for the time.
Mm-hmm.
It was definitely super 80s though, and all the tech was so funny.
Yeah.
All the computer, like, we're hacking a mainframe from my
I
high
love-
school kid's
Yeah,
bedroom
exactly.
because he got a computer.
I do appreciate that it was unexplained.
Yeah.
That they were
Yeah.
like, I don't know, this movie could do it. We can do it. So they
Yeah.
just made, the
Out of a
computers
doll.
obviously crazy. And they're like, oh, we got wires.
They
Put
were
up
in
to the
some
doll.
like military mainframe.
Yeah.
We need more power.
Yeah.
The military
need more
mainframe thing
data.
was funny. Just a guy just eating the dough and like,
Yeah.
I'm sure it's fine.
And then the whole like, I get the vibe. Do you remember in Captain America: Winter Soldier where they go and they find the Hydra guy's
Yeah.
base and his brain is still on those like
Mhm.
tapes? So there was like a wall of those, and
Yeah.
it's like, oh, Hydra.
That's funny.
So yeah, sorry everyone. I misjudged this movie.
Me too.
Don't be sorry. I feel like it was a must watch, just to know.
Yeah.
Me too. It definitely does not hold up over time.
No.
That's the problem.
Yeah, but at the same time though, it's not a way to where like, I was angry that this movie got made.
Right.
No.
It did feel innocent in the approach, but obviously like the execution and how things have changed over time is like, oh, yeah, it's not going to work, but there's nothing in here where it's like devious, I guess.
Right.
So,
Yeah.
As a kid, I wouldn't have noticed it. As a mother, hell no.
No,
yeah.
I'm with Shayla.
exactly. It's
Absolutely.
also, it's also,
Shayla and I are like, ew.
Yeah, exactly.
babies.
Yeah, exactly.
it was clearly a movie for kids and teens, so the adult demographics, no.
Yeah.
But that's totally okay too.
Yeah.
So
What's
with
gonna
that
be the pick
done,
this week?
I don't know which one of you guys wants to pick.
Shayla, pick from the bucket.
Okay, I will.
Bump the mic.
All right. Okay.
And these are all 80 themed.
These are all 1980s movies.
Yep. Alyssa got hers in the bucket too, so we have everyone now.
All right. The Blues Brothers.
Ooh, okay.
Ooh, Blues Brothers.
I haven't seen it.
Original
Another one I haven't seen, but I've wanted to.
Yeah.
I don't know if I've seen this one. I think I've seen parts of it.
Okay.
So it's not
Yeah.
Cody's.
No.
Whose is it?
It's either Alyssa or Ken.
Who's this handwriting?
Is that Ken's handwriting? I thought Ken's handwriting.
No, this is Drew's.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay.
All
Gotcha.
right.
I think so, yeah.
Okay, good pick by him then.
Exciting.
That'll be good.
It sounds interesting.
He did sneak. I did give him a piece of paper, but I thought
Yeah.
he didn't wind up picking one, but he slipped past me.
He snuck
Yes.
it. He snuck it in.
Yeah.
I can't wait for you guys to pick mine.
Boy. Cody, that could mean
I am
anything.
so excited.
I just threw like a crazy one in there.
When was the last time you watched your pick?
It's been a really
Oh
long time.
no.
As long as Weird Science.
No, I've seen Weird Science before this one.
Oh,
I may
yeah,
have-
you did say that.
I
Yeah.
may have seen. I may have made up another movie in my mind.
That's
again.
okay. I'm so excited.
It
If
happens.
it's anything like Crybaby, I'm here for it.
I might watch it and then let you know.
Yeah, okay. You already put it in the bucket. It's too late.
Well, I can watch it early. I know what the pick is.
Yeah.
All right, so that wraps up our episode then, but everyone keep having a great weekend after the results that we're getting from Sinners. Again, we have Thunderbolts coming out, so
Yes, Thunderbolts should be great this weekend.
yeah, and heading into the summer season now, so, big things are ahead still.
Yeah.
Yay.
All right.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Bye.